Hi, I'm Brent Stevens. I teach literature and film here at Hollins University. Welcome to Anatomy of a Scene. Today we're going to look at John Adams, a mini-series on HBO. And we're going to see a scene in which John Adams is defending British soldiers after the Boston Massacre. So here we go.
Mr. Holmes, would you please describe the events you witnessed on the night of March the 5th?
I saw some boys near the sentry at the custom house door.
And what were they doing, these boys?
Making a noise.
Shouting? At the sentry?
I suppose.
Were they doing anything else? What were they doing?
Throwing ice, sir, and oyster shells.
And did this harassment continue with the arrival of Captain Preston and his men?
Yes, he did.
Did you yourself pick up everything you could find and throw it at them?
Yes, sir.
How many people were there about, Mr. Holmes?
Near 200 boys and men before it was over.
200 boys and men, good heavens. And as you say, they were all throwing ice and oyster shells. Were they throwing anything else? Did they throw their clubs, Mr. Holmes? Yes, as you say, this crowd, they were making a great hullabaloo, huh?
Yes.
They were shouting.
Yes.
What were they shouting to the soldiers?
Just before the soldiers started shooting.
Yes?
I heard the people say.
What did you hear them say? Please, Mr. Holmes. What did you hear them say?
Fire. Damn you, fire.
Fire! Fire! Fire, damn you, fire! Now, did you take this to be the cry of fire or bidding these soldiers to fire?
No, they meant for the soldiers to shoot, sir.
You say that this crowd actually dared the soldiers to fire.
That they did. God help me, they did.
Thank you, sir.
The miniseries establishes a relationship visually between John Adams and Mr. Holmes. Before Mr. Holmes even comes on, we see John Adams in the corner with all of this weight to the left of him. Later, after Mr. Holmes comes on, we see him in the identical position, making them visually synonymous. It gives them a visual intimacy. The filmmakers use everything at their disposal to make you feel sympathy for Mr. Holmes, the African-American rope beater. They use casting, he's very small. They use angle. In contrast, the Bostonians in the shot are shot at a low angle, making them look menacing.
I don't recall, sir.
They're also constantly crowding around him. And so we got this get this kind of claustrophobic feeling as we're watching it.
Did you take this to be the cry of fire or bidding these soldiers to fire?
No, they meant for the soldiers to shoot, sir.
You say that this crowd actually dared the soldiers to fire.
That they did. God help me, they did.
But gradually, as the scene progresses, Mr. Holmes gets more power. The camera tells us this by lowering its angle. It goes from a high angle where he's seen as sort of helpless, to a medium shot angle where he has a neutrality, to even a lower angle where he has power in the scene. But the whole story is in the hands. The scene opens with the hands of John Holmes nervously clutching the banister.
Mr. Holmes, would you please...
In the middle, it shows the crowd's hands, white hands, closing in on his hand. The scene ends with John Adams patting Mr. Holmes's hands and thanking him.
Thank you, sir.
But then his hand goes away and his hand is left alone. And I don't know about you, but I'm very worried about Mr. Holmes's health at the end of the scene. I'm not sure he's going to make it through even a couple of hours after the trial. And one of the irresponsibilities of the series is they make us feel sympathy for this character, but they never tell us what happens to him.